Hi, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of Outside the Icebox. I'm Cristiano Simonetta, the voice of the Lincoln Stars, alongside Jake Boltmann, Dalton, Norris, Jordan Power. It's the first episode, guys. We're here in Cranberry Township, right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for the 2019 USHL Fall Classic. And, guys, I'll start with Jake Boltmann, number 4. How excited are you for the regular season? The Stars take on Fargo tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I'm super excited to get going. I mean, playing four preseason games already so far, and now finally getting to Pittsburgh and getting to play tonight with all the boys. It's pretty exciting. Can't wait to get going. So,
Dalton, it's your first time being in the USHL here. You're a rookie. You played for the Oakland Junior Grizzlies last year. Are there any nerves coming into tonight's game when you hit that ice for the first time? What's going through your head?
I think there'll be a little bit of nerves maybe at the start. I think after you get through warm-up and stuff like that, you kind of settle down a little bit. And I think that we have a good group of guys, so I think that they'll help me through the first game, and then after that I'll get adjusted. So
Jordan Power, number 7. Dalton Norris, number 14, speaking just a second ago. Jordan Power, you were here for that year last year in Lincoln. We all know it was well documented, a franchise low 12 wins on the season, but now you've got a new group of faces. Teams all across the league. You've drafted some guys. How optimistic are you coming into this first weekend, especially knowing how close you guys have been in this locker room over the past 3 or 4 weeks?
I'm super optimistic. I think we got a great group of guys, like you said, in the locker room. We've been working really hard in training camp, but I think we're really well prepared and excited to get going finally for the season. It's been a while, a long couple of weeks here, but it should be really fun.
And one more question for you, Jordan, before we pass to the rest of the guys. How trying was a year like that for you last season, trying to maintain that individual prowess and you focusing on your own game, but at the same time you're trying to help the team win? How do you balance that? Because you're a St. Lawrence commit, looking forward to the future, but you also have to stay in the present with the Lincoln Stars and try and win a Clark Cup.
I mean, I think it's a character test last year. You kind of want to forget about it. I mean, all I tried to do was think positive throughout the whole year. You can't really get too down on yourself. Obviously, it was a tough year, but, I mean, we had a good group of guys, and everyone was working hard at the end of the year, and I think I definitely personally got something out of it positively. At the end of the year, got way better and used to the pace of the USHL, but I think that year's in the past, and going into the showcase here, I'm super excited with this team. We can do a lot of great things, I think.
Tonight, the Stars will play against the Fargo Force, tomorrow against the Muskegon Lumberjacks, and Jake, you played in a couple of preseason games with the Stars. You played for Central Illinois last year. You got, 12 games under your belt at the USHL level in the regular season. On that team last year, of course they folded. When you found out that you were headed to Lincoln, how excited were you?
Oh, I was really excited. I mean, I talked to Casey Dornbach, who played in Lincoln a little bit, fellow Edina guy, and he loved his 2 years playing for Lincoln. I mean, you hear about the icebox and the energy it brings, and all the fans and how crazy they can get, and we're trying to bring that the Lincoln flu back into play. So I mean, we're just trying to one step at a time, I guess, focus on tonight and then tomorrow as well. So, but yeah, I was really excited when I got the call about heading over to Lincoln, and excited to get this season.
From one Minnesota guy to a Michigan guy in Dalton Norris, the preseason game, the lone home one against the Sioux City Musketeers, were you surprised by the level of intensity from that Icebox crowd? Although it was about 500 people, they're a loud group in the Icebox, especially when the Stars are playing well.
I can't say I was surprised. From everyone that I know that have played here, there's a few Michigan guys that have gone through Lincoln and stuff like that, so they always told me the atmosphere and the Icebox is pretty special, so I can't say I was surprised. It was a really good atmosphere, especially for a preseason game, but I'm pretty excited for our home opener, and then to be able to play in front of those fans all year is pretty special.
So we'll talk about the off-ice now. You guys go through this trip, 16-hour bus ride to Pittsburgh, but we split it up. We were in Chicago the other day, Columbus yesterday. You guys got to talk to former Lincoln Star Jared Boll, who played in the Columbus Blue Jackets, an 11-year NHL vet. So how is that experience like for you guys? You're coming all the way from Lincoln, Nebraska. You're going through these great cities, Chicago, Columbus, and you're meeting these great players who have had an excellent impact in the NHL over the past couple of years. I'll start with Bolts. Just how special is it to meet some of these players, play in some of these great rinks? You were at Fifth Third Arena in Chicago, the Ohio Health Ice House in Columbus, and now we're playing where the Pittsburgh Penguins practice. It's pretty special.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. I mean, you get to go around and see different kind of facilities and stuff, and obviously watching the Blackhawks out there, you see Patty Kane and Johnny Tays and all those pretty sweet players that have a bunch of cups under their belt. So it's fun to see, and playing at those rinks too. Getting a little talk by Jared Bowl, and that was pretty cool to see. Just him coming back and saying how special it was to play in Lincoln. And but yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, we get to play at Pittsburgh tonight, so a third rink of an NHL team. So it's pretty fun. Yeah.
What about you, Jordan? Just the experience right now coming to the 2019 USHL Fall Classic. You were here last year, but obviously a different experience when you get to go to Chicago and Columbus, some great NHL facilities.
I mean, it was great. Like I think the bus trip's obviously long from Lincoln, but you get a lot of team bonding going, like on the bus, getting to talk to a few guys and get to know everyone better. But I thought it was really cool stopping at Miami and Columbus as well. Columbus has a great facility there. Of course, the city, but the practice rink was pretty cool, and you kind of get a little taste of the professional level when you're skating out there. But I think it was good to kind of take a few stops and get to see different hockey organizations and different spots that you may be along the road. But I think it's great to finally get to Pittsburgh and get the season rolling here.
What about you, Dalton? Obviously a Michigan native. Do you have Red Wings ties? What's your NHL team? And you go to Chicago, where the Blackhawks have been such a storied organization. Your thoughts just on watching them practice the other day and having that experience?
I am a Red Wings fan, just kind of growing up in Michigan. I think everyone that kind of lives around that and how like a storied franchise they are. So I am a Red Wings fan. Obviously they struggle a little bit lately, but they got some young upcoming talent that hopefully they can bring them back to the top. But to see the Blackhawks practice is pretty special. They got a lot of big names, guys like Kane and Taves and Seabrook and Keith and guys like that. So they're still around. They're still practicing, and to be able to see that was pretty cool.
So we'll get into the matchup later tonight in this next couple of minutes here, but let's go back to the beginning here. How did you guys get into hockey? Why was hockey the sport that you ended up playing 17, 18 years later? And I guess we'll start with Bolts again, because you're the Minnesota kid. So everybody, what do you do there besides watch the Vikings and play hockey?
Yeah. So growing up, I wasn't actually in the biggest hockey family. My older brother and my dad are pretty big football players. So I grew up playing football and baseball as well. But, I mean, I was always on the ice as well, too, just because, state of hockey, Minnesota, if you don't play hockey, there's just something wrong with you. So so I started on the ice pretty young, and just grew up playing on the ponds with all my buddies and playing high school hockey as well. So it's hockey's a great sport, and it's fun to compete against the best players and stuff. So.
What about you, Dalton? Obviously, you've got some hockey ties in your family, but what was it? You were 1 year old when you first started skating?
I was, I think, 2 or 3. I think initially I was scared to be on skates, so I always used to go out with my dad's pro team. We used to go out, and I used to be on my boots and stuff like that. But I think when I started skating, I was around 4 or 5 years old, and then growing up around my dad, who obviously played, and then to have 2 brothers who play at the levels that they do, it's pretty special to see where they're at. And then obviously, as the youngest, you try to strive to where they're at. So I think growing up around the game has been pretty special. So it's been amazing.
I mean, I think it was kind of natural. My dad played a lot of hockey growing up. Both my parents are from Newfoundland, so that's all they did was skate outside. So my dad played. It kind of got me into it, I guess, when I was super young. I was probably 3 years old when I started skating, and I mean, most of my friends, even if they don't play hockey anymore, they probably tried hockey at some point. I think everyone in Canada at least gets on skates and tries to do something with it if you don't enjoy it. But obviously I've stuck with it, and it's been a great ride. I'm super happy to keep playing and playing at this level.
And especially with this group of guys. I feel like I've been around a lot of locker rooms in the past couple of years, but the fact that you guys mesh well so together, and you have not even played a regular season game, you guys are roasting each other during every single aspect of this, which I think is the great part about it. How important is that sort of team chemistry, that bonding for when you first hit the ice tonight against Fargo? You'll all be on the same page both on and off the ice as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, just even the first day when we got here, what was it, August 30th? Just to see and meet all the guys. I mean, you kind of like already in that first day, we were all giving each other crap a little bit and just kind of joking around, knowing this is going to be a pretty fun year. And then over the past couple weeks, it's just gotten better and better, and all the boys are meshing really well. It's kind of, people say the brotherhood a lot. So we're kind of try to keep that in Lincoln and just keep on playing together. So it's fun so far.
I think team chemistry is huge. In order to win a championship, I think they'll tell you that every time someone wins, they're the tightest group of guys they've been around. So I think we got a really tight group here. I think we're kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say a championship team yet, but I think that we're pretty close. And the tight group of guys we have, it's going to be special on the ice. So.
I think it's been great so far. Me as a returning guy, I wanted to make sure when everyone got down, we had a lot of new players this year. I wanted to make sure everyone felt welcome, and I wanted to be in an atmosphere where it was positive and obviously having fun, but competitive at the same time. And I think everyone on this team's got the same mindset. We want to win a Clark Cup, and I think so far we've had great success kind of meshing, and like Boltz and Dalton said, it's been nothing but great.
You guys like to roast each other off the ice, so let's get into some cliches with the guys on the roster. Who's the best and worst dressed on the team?
Best and worst dressed? Oh, gosh.
God.
I don't know.
Guys are going to be listening here.
I don't want to rip on anyone, but oh, God, that's tough.
You can pass if you want.
Best dressed is Jordan Power, probably.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I love him, and he's a super good guy, but the way I saw his pants today, I gotta say Sarlo might not be the greatest dressed.
Sarlo was looking like he was walking around with a garbage bag on his pants.
He had garbage bags on his pants today. So
and he's got the mustache going too.
He does have a good muzzy going, but I gotta say probably Sarlo from what I've seen.
Sarlo's probably good.
And then best dressed, I don't know. We got some guys with pretty good style. So
Tamo, the new
Dom
guy's
James is in the background trying to say he is, but he's for sure isn't.
We got Tamo repping like Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, he's got $700
Dolce & Gabbana shoes on. Yeah,
$700 shoes too. So it's.
I think Ross over there looks great all the time. Great style, great guy. But yeah.
Who's the funniest guy on the team?
It's got to be Jordy.
It's for sure Jordy Power. It's for sure.
Jordy's a clown.
There's no effort. Yeah. There's no effort with him. He's just naturally funny. Yeah. So everyone, he keeps the room loose for sure. So.
Is there a guy that's too serious? You kind of got to nudge a little bit to get some personality out of him?
Moving forward, we might have to nudge Millsy a little bit.
Matt Miller.
I live with Millsy. He's like my dad back home.
I love him.
He's making sure he's taking care of me.
Yeah, I love how serious he is, but I think there might be a few times you have to nudge him and be like, hey, Millsy, like, you don't have to take it so seriously. But no, we all love him, but he's definitely the most serious of the group. So.
Does anybody have any superstitions around here before a game? Anything unique?
I try to not have superstitions at all because I have a couple buddies back home. I mean, they would just like before the games, if you like mess with anything that they had, they were just out of whack, and they thought like that's just gonna change the way they play. So I've never wanted to be like that because I don't want to have something come up and you're not able to do whatever it is that you need before the game and have that be like because it's kind of a mindset thing. So I try to not have any type of superstitions.
I just try and stick to a certain schedule I've been doing for the past couple of years. I don't know. There's not too much. I don't want to get in my head too much and be overthinking when I get playing. So try and stay away from superstitions a bit, but obviously like taping 2 sticks before games, a few different things, but nothing too serious.
I think I used to be really superstitious, but I think it was actually my brother who told me, I just got to start kind of just playing the game more. Obviously you have a schedule and you want to stick to that schedule, but once you start to get too superstitious, that's kind of when you tighten up a little bit and you don't play as loose. So I think that I like to have a schedule, but nothing too serious.
And now let's talk about the coaching staff a little bit. Cody Chupp, Chris Michael. They have been here for the past couple of years. Cody, this is his 3rd year. He's also the general manager of the Lincoln Stars. What advice have they given? I'll ask Jordan first because he's been here, and this is going to be his 2nd season here with the Stars full time. But then asking Boltmann and Norris, you guys brand new to this team, how has that transition been? How have they eased you into the organization? How have they prepared you for this season? So we'll start with Jordy.
For me last year especially, Coach Chupp and Coach Mikes were super welcoming to me. I didn't know anyone on the team coming in. And, the guys last year were awesome, helping me get used to Lincoln. But the coaching staff did a great job kind of being super positive, and they give you advice obviously on the ice. I won't get too much into that, but they've been nothing but great for helping me develop into the player I am right now.
Yeah, just coming to Lincoln. I mean, I talked to them a couple of times before I even came down, and they just seemed like they really care about you more as a person as they do just as a player. So they're always trying to take care of you, and if you ever need anything, you can go right up to them and ask them, and they'll help you out the best way they can. And obviously on the ice, they got the hockey smarts too, so they know how to develop you and get you ready for the next level as well. So really happy we can have those guys behind us on the bench and just kind of helping us through the season.
Yeah, I think the transition for me personally coming from U18 hockey has been really smooth. Obviously you have two coaches that have played at a high level. They've been through it. So when you have guys like that can help you, especially as big of a transition as this kind of is. But they've done a great job. They've been supportive. They've been there for us. So that's all we can ask for.
All right, cool. I'll let you guys have one more easy softball question. If there's one guy who's going to score this weekend, who is it going to be and why?
Wow.
It's a big question.
That's a good one. Let's think here.
A nice pick to click.
I think off the top of my head, I ripped him earlier, but I think Sarlo.
Yeah,
He's been playing really good lately, and
yeah.
I think that he's definitely due. He's had a few breakaways. He told me he hasn't had very many of those in the past. So I think if someone's willing to score, it's Sarlo.
Dark horse maybe here. Maybe it's not a dark horse, but Millsy. You got to give it to him.
Had 15 goals in Sioux City last year.
He works hard, so I think he might have a garbage goal up in front, just trying to lift it up to the top or something like that. But I can see Millsy getting the goal this weekend.
I'm going with Sarlo as well, I think. Obviously, Daltz was ripping his style, but the guy knows how to get open, and he's had a few breakaways, like he said, in the preseason, and I think he'll capitalize on those this next 2 days here.
I think that the former Fargo kid, Tamerlan Gaidamirov, is going to score a big goal. He's never scored at the USHL level. He played 43 games last year for Fargo, did not hit the back of the net, so hopefully he can break through. Guys, Jordan Power, Dalton Norris, Jake Boltmann, I really appreciate you guys joining the first ever edition of Outside the Icebox. I'm Cristiano Simonetta. We hope you can catch the game live on MixLR as well as Hockey TV. The Lincoln Stars play against the Fargo Force tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And tomorrow against the Muskegon Lumberjacks at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right. Thanks, Stars fans, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.